Hey, what's up? I'm Guy.
I'm John.
This is our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. Give this video a like.
Check out the podcast also below in the description.
Well, you had a great tweet, I thought, John, because Ian Rappaport tweeted a list of the 49ers receivers they're working out. This is before Kyle Shanahan spoke and kind of went through the injuries. And you said, well, we got to assume if they're working out Johnny Holton and Kevin White and River Craycraft and Justin Hardy, that is bad news for the Brandon Aiyuk injury. As
You
it
say
turned out,
River Craycraft?
you know who he played for?
Who do you play for?
Mike Leach, air raid receiver.
Good player. You like him?
Yeah, good player. But as Kyle Shanahan was asked in the postgame press conference, like all these guys have different skill sets. Like you're not really looking for one thing in particular. He's like, nah, we're just looking for good players, which is a credit to Kyle. But at Aiyuk, we know Deebo possibly back week 1. They're still working on that. Aiyuk, the mild hamstring strain, is week to week, which hurts when you only have 2 weeks, not day to day. And I got to tell you, from watching Kyle talk, I didn't get the sense that he was overly optimistic about Deebo week 1. It just feels like they haven't ruled him out yet, but I didn't get the feeling that he thinks that's what's going to happen. Can they win a game without week 1, let's say, against the Cardinals, without Deebo and without Brandon Aiyuk?
Well, Guy, if they came out with,
River Craycraft.
yeah, let's say whoever their running back is, Telvin Coleman or Mostert, Juszczyk, that's 2 running backs, Kittle, 5 offensive linemen, and Jimmy. You're already at 8 people or 9 people. Typically, you have 2 wide receivers out there when you go 2 running backs and a tight end. And your 2 starting, if you said, who are the 49ers' 2 starting wide receivers? I go Deebo Samuel and Brandon Aiyuk. Well, those 2 guys.
Right now, what would you say? Kendrick Bourne?
I'd say Kendrick Bourne, and I would say
Dante Pettis?
Yeah,
Juwan Jennings? Our YouTube channel loves Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, maybe you just start in 3 wide receiver sets to get Trent Taylor out there as slot receiver, and you take, but they like Juszczyk on the field. I don't know. It gets kind of, because
if you just said put your 11 best offensive players on the field.
Yeah, it'd probably be Trent Taylor and Kendrick Bourne. And I just think that's a problem. Like, there's no way around it. You lose Deebo Samuel and Brandon Aiyuk from this offense. Deebo Samuel was drafted high in the 2nd round, and then immediately, maybe not immediately, but as the season ended, it was clear, like, this guy was going to be their Kittle's their number 1 wide receiver, but this guy was going to be their number 1 wide receiver of the wide receivers. And Brandon Aiyuk, from everything we've heard, has been crushing it at training camp. And then to pull a hamstring, like, at least with a broken foot, you can't rush back, but there is a finite date, right? If you treat it well, you'll be okay. I think the hamstring with speed guys are much more murky, right?
You worry,
like, I can just say, worst case scenario, you know what? I hold Deebo out first 2 games. He's had 3 months, whatever. He's fully healthy. I don't need to worry about re-injury. Like, I'm not even going to risk it. I'm not going to do a 90% comeback. With the hamstring, it'd be like 1 day of practice, like, he's good. We see it all the time. And then it's like, oh, he pulls up. Sometimes it happens in a game because you go to another gear. That really scares me, because when I think Brandon Aiyuk, I think kind of a speed guy. And what did he get hurt on? Running a deep breaking route. And they don't really have a deep threat, right? I mean, Marquise Goodwin, well, he hasn't been a great player the last couple of years. At least he's been a body on the field to, like, stress the defense. When Kyle first got here, Pierre knew the offense. Like, to me, the Aiyuk and Deebo were going to bounce. Like, you had Deebo working across the middle, Aiyuk kind of stretching the field, Kittle doing his stuff, Juszczyk in the running back. Like, the offense was going to feel pretty balanced. Now, right now, it's holding on by, straws.
Fibers, hamstring fibers.
Straws?
What gets built with a straw? An escape raft from a...
Yeah, I don't know. String?
Shanahan said that it was good news that the hamstring was a mild strain, but I think a mild strain, the second it's not fully healed and somebody gets back on the field, then it becomes a mild strain again. Like, you can waste that good news really quickly, right, by getting somebody back on the field too fast. And it's hard to know what too fast is sometimes with these things. And again, like Bosa, he's week to week. And week to week, when you only have a couple of weeks or a week and a half, is not a lot of time. So
What do you say? The good thing with Bosa though is you've been around him for a year. When he tells you like I'm feeling good or I'm not feeling good, you're on the same, like you've experienced it. With this guy, I would imagine there's some pressure from him. Like, hey guys, I know you drafted me high. I'm trying to prove myself. I don't want to feel like a chump here because it's one of those, like, I don't have a broken bone. You can tell you're just gauging it by how I feel. It's a tough spot for the player as well. With everything we've read about Brandon Aiyuk, he's not going to want to miss a game. If I had to guess right now, I don't think we see him week 1.
I don't think. Well, I'll tell you, if I had to guess right now, I don't think we see Deebo week 1.
So we don't see either guy week 1.
It does set up Kyle Shanahan's Coach of the Year award. From the ashes, an offense no one believed in.
Would you feel pretty good about a win against the Arizona Cardinals? No Bosa, no Deebo, no Aiyuk. Would that just be a hey everybody? You thought we were gonna have a Super Bowl slump? Just wanted to let everyone know.
Right.
Let me preface it by saying I don't know why in my training camps we lose about 17 players a year, but it happens. But luckily they now pay me 9 years worth of contracts. I'm worth it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And Raheem Mostert's gonna be like, God damn it, I thought I got more money, and then they ran me 42 times week 1.
This would be the pushback, and you always say it, and we talked about it when we talked about Bosa. Like, at the end of the day, defensive coordinators, part of what made Belichick and Parcells a legend was LT, right? Like, they got the greatest defensive player ever, and they could use him like a chess piece. Like, great defensive coordinators. Buddy Ryan, who do you have? I don't know. Reggie White when he was with the Eagles, like Mike Singletary and those great players when he was the defensive coordinator of the Bears. The guys of the Steelers, the Steel Curtain, like most great defensive coaches become legends with players. Offensive guys can do it more, obviously quarterback, but definitely with scheme. And I think Kyle, if any coach is equipped, and I think Andy's proven this over the years, and same with Sean Payton, that they can lose some key guys. You can't lose Mahomes for a year. You can't lose Michael Thomas for a year. But I can lose a guy for a couple weeks, and I got some fucking curveballs. And that's why we get paid $10, $11, $12 million. And I dictate the terms in every game I'm at because I call the plays. Right? I'm not a CEO. I'm not yelling at my coaches. I'm dictating the terms.
And that's where I think we go back to that list of guys that the 49ers worked out. That list of receivers, Holton, White, Craycraft, and Hardy, that's not Kyle Shanahan looking for one thing. It's him just going, whoever the best guy is, I'll find a way to make it work, right? It's not a bunch. It's not 4 guys that all do the exact same thing.
What's Craycraft, the slot guy?
Yeah.
And you'd say Johnny Holton's a speed demon outside, not great at catching the ball.
But
can run.
Yeah, all you need is the threat, right?
He can run.
Like if that group,
you put him on an NFL field, it's not like, is that Haberman out there? Like he's an NFL player.
I'll be honest, Justin Hardy, I can't tell you a ton about Justin Hardy, but of that group, my first reaction, I've seen Johnny Holton like make some NFL plays. I would take him.
Yeah, I would be shocked if Johnny Holton went to a workout in shorts and a t-shirt and didn't get some like, whoa, right? He's going to be running faster than Craycraft.
Now, Justin Hardy's played in 16 games 4 straight years for Atlanta. Now, I don't know. A lot of those are probably on special teams because he's like a 20 touch a year guy, but
yeah. So Kyle's been around him, right?
Kyle's been around him. I mean, he was a rookie in 15.
So he'd know the playbook.
Still got Tavon Austin.
I'll give Kyle credit if they sign one of the other guys. That clearly shows that he's open to whoever the best player is, right? Because I would say most coaches, the easy move would be take the guy that's going to have the easiest transition
What is that
period.
with 2 weeks to go? Like, I just need someone who knows the plays, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they take Harding, it would make sense. But I'd also like, give me Johnny Holton. At least Johnny Holton can play in the NFL. Like, I've seen it.
Right.
Now the ball might hit the ground, but you could say Marquise Goodwin used to play and the ball would hit the ground too. But not that. Do you know what the reality is with most speed demons? They don't catch like Deshaun.
Do you know how many career catches? Johnny Holton's been in the NFL for 4 years. Okay, now in 18, he only appeared in 1 game. So let's call it 3 years. His best year with the Raiders was 2017. For those of you who aren't in the Bay Area or on the West Coast, we've seen Johnny Holton because he's a Raider. Do you know how many catches Johnny Holton had in 2017, his best year with the Raiders?
36?
9. So maybe we're overstating Johnny. Why do I feel like Johnny's just on special teams making plays?
My point is I've just seen him play. Like he
scored 3 touchdowns that year, so
yeah, that's not a pretty good ratio.
Yeah, it's a hell of a ratio. But in my heart, I'm like, Johnny Holton, 40 catch year.
Yeah, 36 felt about right. What was his 2019?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
15 targets, 3 catches.
I mean, Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph, not the most accurate bunch. Those targets could have been off. Yeah, so maybe we're overstating Johnny Holton.
Maybe River Craycraft has a shot here. Justin Hardy. But yeah, one
thing that's great to be a guy on the street where you always just need to lock in every training camp, because the Niners have guys goes down. And if you're just on their short list, you're going to get a shot in a workout.
You should just get Kyle Shanahan's playbook, even if you're a free agent.
Just stay ready.
It's not a bad idea.
Not bad at all.
If you're watching this YouTube video right now, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and, learn Kyle Shanahan's playbook. You got a shot.
Go get some wind sprints tonight.